This call is being recorded.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Nicholas. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great as well. I'm Abdullah from Career Tuners, and I'll be taking this call with you.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So, first of all, did you get a chance to look at the document that I emailed you?
Yes, it was a pretty long one. Was it 8 pages?
Yeah, that was just to give you an idea of the questions I'll be asking you right now.
Okay. Yes, I did. I reviewed it.
So, I believe that you told us that the dates on your resume are incorrect, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at that close enough.
For
TNG.
instance,
Go ahead.
your TNG experience starts at 2019, whereas on your LinkedIn it says that you started the company in 2009.
Yes.
Whereas in the resume,
I started in the latter part of 2009 into 2019. That's 10 years. No?
Okay.
Okay. So then the previous company, I started January 2000 to the 11th month, which is November of 2009. So
Okay.
I started the other one on the 12th month. I started putting the whole company together in 2009.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Previous to that, I was in Thompson Digital Image from June of 1993
Mhm.
to December of 1999.
Okay. Got it.
So it makes sense to me.
Yeah, actually, in your resume, it said that you started TNG at 2019. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Started TNG at 2019?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Ending it in 2019.
Okay. Got it. So, is it okay if I discuss your experiences with you one by one, or do you have any questions first?
No, go ahead.
Okay, great. So I'll start with your newest experience at TNG and end at your oldest one. Does that work for you?
Yeah. Am I supposed to be following you with this?
With the document?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So let's see. So can you walk me through your daily responsibilities at TNG Visual Effects?
The daily responsibilities. Well, at TNG, I would get in there about 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, whenever. Make sure everybody's there and working on the projects they're supposed to be on. And then review all my leads and check all emails to make sure there's. I usually have 2 or 3 additional leads sent on there to follow up. So I acted more than as a sales executive than anything else, because I was the main sales guy. Okay. But I had a lot of relationships with the VFX community, and I understood all the different projects that we had to work on. So I could talk basically with all the people looking for projects and what their needs were. I had an assistant that was taking care of most of my business paperwork and stuff like that, so I didn't get bogged down in that. And then, if there was anything brand new that we didn't know how to deal with or something like that, I would have her review everything and then explain it to me when she was finished so we could make decisions on it. And then in between that, I did my management by walking around. I would go around, see where everybody is on their projects. Because I was responsible to the client to make sure that we're on time, on schedule. And if anything went wrong and they didn't tell me, then I would see it, and I would continuously ask them, are we still delivering at the same time schedule, and try to stay ahead of the project for the customer.
Okay.
And then when they completed the project, I would take a look at it. I had somebody QC the project, and we'd wrap it up and put it on our file share, which is like a FTP server then, and send it to the customer. And then I would set up an invoice and bill them and follow up, make sure they have everything, and completely happy with the work. If not, we would, do additional things to, cover areas that may not have been covered, or they may have wanted a little more of this, or maybe the file type, the format, it wasn't working for them, and we could change the file format. So it was a very customer-oriented service.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
And can you talk about or can you describe the usual projects that you oversee and what they entail?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Oversee the what?
Can you talk about some of the projects that you oversaw and what did they entail?
Well, first of all, when I started the company, we worked on Twilight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I went with the 3D scanning guy for assistance because I could do the 3D scanning as well. I learned how to do that. The one thing I do is I try to learn how to do all the different jobs, except for all the different artist work. I tried learning that software, but the updates kept changing. I couldn't keep up with it because I couldn't put the time in it. But the other hands-on stuff like 3D scanning, photography, and stuff like that, I was doing that as well. So I went on site in Louisiana to do the Twilight, and we were there for 2 weeks. Brought all the data back, and started working on it. And I would get a priority list from their customers on what they wanted to see coming first, second, third, and I had most of the information on how they wanted it done, so on and so forth. And so then I did what they call a management by walking around just to make sure they're working on projects. We had a list. I put a schedule up, and we just worked through it until we got it all done.
Okay.
Now, I formed a team so that we had modeling. Well, I had one person that would interpret the scanning, make sure all of that is correct, and put the scan together. He would hand it off to the modelers. The modelers would do additional cleanup on it, set it up for the Emory topology, and then they would hand it off to the texture artist, and the texture artist would put the photography onto the models, make everything look good. Then they would hand it back to the modelers. So this is the pipeline I set up so that we could do a lot of characters in a very orderly, fast way, and give each of the artists an ability to really streamline their knowledge. And as we were getting through models, they would get faster, and the texture artists would get faster. It's just a way I seem to do the work with the artists so that we could get through a bigger project.
Okay.
And I'd set up a schedule with the customer, on how they want to deliver, and we stayed with it until we finished it. And yeah, then we billed the customer, and they were happy with the work.
Okay, so you mentioned team formation and pipeline streamlining, and in your information gathering form, you also said that creative management requires a lot of problem solving. So can you talk about some of the creative solutions that you implemented to solve the problems that you were given?
Well, the only problem solving I had is to find out